What up? Alright, so today I want to talk about advertising and advertising via non-technological ways such as EDDM, every door direct mail. So I'm hoping that, ultimately I have a killer campaign, a killer flyer that, on the flyer itself it says text evolve to my number, and that's how I can, I also have my website and stuff. I'll be able to see, an increase in either website traffic or, if I get the text, obviously, that means, I'm sending out 1,000 flyers. But I also want to think of different ways. Oh, this is for online nutrition and fitness coaching. My name is Jason. I also want to think about ways to run like a challenge. Maybe lose 10 pounds in 1 month challenge. Basically, you provide everybody with resources that they need. However, at the end of that, you can potentially sign them up as clients as long as you give them, a run for their weight, I guess, if you will. So there's that. Another thing is I want to figure out supplement companies, and just be like, yo, dude, I got people who are trying to lose weight, and I can give them your supplements, and then vice versa. You got people trying to lose weight, and there's online nutrition and fitness coaching. Kind of work with that, you know what I mean? Another thing is potentially, obviously you can do gym memberships too, but it's gonna have to be like a private gym. I don't think a lot of corporate gyms are gonna end up having, availability for you to be like, yeah, go ahead and they're gonna use their personal trainers, you know what I mean? So there's, I'm trying to figure out all these other little tactics that, I can use, potentially going to like the little pin boards, and laundromats, coffee shops, put business cards, flyers there, see if that helps. But I really want to host a challenge as well. Now, obviously, that's more a little technological, or whatever. And so I want to see if, I run an event, and I feel like with doing the challenge, I feel like you can have a one-to-many sale, you know what I mean? Like, you might have to onboard a lot of people, potentially. I'm pretty sure there's a way to weed out, the ones that don't really necessarily need a, specialty, like no prior injuries, no food restrictions. Like, if, out of 100, there's like 40 that have dietary restrictions or they have injury, then you can't copy and paste basically the workouts. But besides that, you could potentially just copy and paste. Not really copy and paste, but you plug and play, if you will. And that you know what I mean, just to see if that helps. Losing 10 pounds in 1 month, that's a pretty good challenge, you know what I mean? I feel like there's some context behind it. But that's basically all I've got. I'm going to be creating a HubSpot website to generate traffic via blog post, and see if that can help generate traffic and potentially leads. On the HubSpot ones, you can have it put in your business information, and it creates a website for you, and on it, you obviously need to update it to your, liking, but it has a pretty generic feel for it, which it isn't bad, it's just not good either, you know what I mean? But the one thing that I do like is the pricing structure. I think it's pretty cool to have a lower package, a medium package, and a super high package, rather than low, medium, high. It's like sub medium, and then really high. And the really high one, I price point, your middle one is $300 a month, and you have a enterprise version, which is like super premium, and it's $700 a month. Your medium package is, seems a little bit more like, oh, okay, well, if that's $700, and that's pretty decent. I mean, and then you have the low, which is like, you can have the low to where it's only like $50 less or whatever. So they're gonna have, or they choose to be like, you know what, for 50 extra bucks, I can actually get the medium one. And you might actually catch some people doing the super expensive one. And with the super expensive one, for me, what that would entitle is basically the super accountability. Like that's what it comes down to, is the super accountability. With the online nutrition and fitness coaching, accountability is a big thing. You know what I mean? Because people could just use apps. So the accountability is basically, for me, like the premium package. What I would do is I would call these people before they work out. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm on the onboarding phone call, I'm like, all right, you chose the premium version. Let's figure out a schedule for you to work out. Monday, whatever day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at 6 a.m. And you know what I mean? 6 a.m. So I'm gonna call this person at 5 in the morning, every morning, just to make sure that they're up and they're ready to go to the gym. You know what I mean? I might call them 3 or 4 times until I speak with them and be like, yo, you're going to the gym, right? And they're gonna be like, yes, I am. And otherwise I'll just keep blowing them up. You know what I mean? And I mean, if they're paying $600, $700 a month to do that, dude, all you need is like 4 clients of those. My goodness, you know what I mean? And you're fucking, whoops, I shouldn't have cussed. You're golden, you know what I mean? You're golden. You're golden. Freaking, yeah, dude. I mean, it's just throwing out options out there, because that could potentially, be the game changer. Heck, you get, let's just say 5 people on the super accountability. That's $2,500, or however much you spend. If you got 6 clients, it's $500. That's $3,000 a month just off of those. And you can basically half your clients, which would be pretty cool. Half your clients make the same amount, or even double, or a little bit more. But yeah, so that's the one thing. I'm gonna run blog posts, but I'm obviously gonna use blog posts. I'm gonna use AI to create the blog post. Kind of just save me some time. So there's for the blog post, I actually have their Google ad headlines that I typed in because I was trying to run a Google ad, and I was like, yo, I need 30 headlines that create curiosity. And the headlines were questions, you know what I mean? In a sense, like, the number one thing people get wrong when losing weight, you know what I mean? And that's it. That's all it says. It's like the number one. It kind of is like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? So there's a few of them, and I want to have ChatGPT just create the articles for me. And with that, it kind of helps you rank up a little bit higher on SEO, as long as you keep your content relative to the whole, or relatively specific to your website. So like, if I'm selling dog food, and then all of a sudden I start, selling cookbooks, there's gonna be like, Google's gonna be like, man, what is this guy doing? But if you have the specifics, Google kind of trust you a little more to where it'll rank you higher. That's what I've heard, you know what I mean? It's putting all the relative related content onto it, so and erasing anything that's not related to it, to the overall moral of your website. So I'm doing that. I want to do that for the cookbook, or not the cookbook, for the blog, and just create headlines and figure out which ones people resonate with. You know what I mean? If I do one a day and I'm getting more and more clicks on one specific one, then I know like how, or basically I can just use that as a lead magnet. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's another thing that I'm gonna be planning on doing. I typically, oh man, I forgot my safety glasses. Shoot. Typically, you know what I mean, I try to document this whole process, but I haven't been doing anything lately, just because I'm kind of at a standstill. I ran a Google ad yesterday for like, I guess it ran up to $111 a day and didn't really have any conversions on the website, which sucks, but it is what it is. But I did notice something weird. So there's a thing called the bidding strategy when you're doing ads, and basically if you pay more money, you basically outbid the other person that's also bidding in the same, let's say, keywords. So if I'm betting $1 on the keyword how to lose weight, and there's another guy betting $2 on how to lose weight, then they're gonna show his ad first over mine because he's paying more money. And so I noticed that from like 6 a.m. So I have it run from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. But from 6 a.m. to like 7, it was pretty consistent. Just like with 2 or 3 visits an hour, you know what I mean? But then out of nowhere, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, boom, like 35 people within that 1 hour. So I'm assuming that's the hot streak, you know what I mean? Where during the whole day, people are just outbidding each other because everyone's thinking the same thing, like, there's not gonna be people at nighttime, so I might as well run the ad during the day. So I think that's what happened, because there's, I don't know where it's like 35 people in 1 hour, you know what I mean? Like, I had 75 people total, but 35 in 1 hour, and then like 18 or something like that the next hour, which is like crazy, because all of a sudden it was like, boom, and it was $111, dude, and I got 74 people, no conversions. Well, I got 1 conversion, but conversions are one thing, clients are a whole nother thing. It's pretty hard, but I'm hoping, I'm relying on this every door direct mail postcard, man. I think the postcard looks sick, and statistically speaking, from Google, it's expected to get a 0.5 to like a 4.4% conversion rate on these postcards. So if I'm sending out 2,000 postcards and I get 4%, I believe that is like 40 or something. And it's just a 4%. All right, we can even do